Story time, story time, story time again. Story time, story time, story time again.
Hi, welcome to San Bruno Library presents Once Upon a Time, the cable story time of the San Bruno Library. My name is Miss Barbara, and I'm going to be spending the next half hour reading you stories, and we're going to do some songs together and have a good time. I am going to be reading stories about bats today, so let's get started. And we'll start with our first song, which goes like this. We're glad you're here today. We're glad you're here today. Hi-ho the merry-o, we're glad you're here today. Good, did I hear you singing along? Let's do that again together, okay? You ready? We're glad you're here today. We're glad you're here today. Hi-ho the merry-o, we're glad you're here today. All right. My first book, I'm really excited about this. This is a brand new book. We just got it in here at the library. It's called The Great Ball Game, and it's a Muskogee story, a Native American story, retold by Joseph Bruchak and illustrated by Susan L. Roth. And if you can see, all the animals are holding these rackets, and those are lacrosse rackets, which is a really cool sport. Okay. And we'll find out how this has to do with bats very soon. Long ago, the birds and animals had a great argument. "We who have wings are better than you," said the birds. "That is not so," the animals replied. "We who have teeth are better." The two sides argued back and forth. Their quarrel went on and on until it seemed they would go to war because of it. The crane, the leader of the birds, and the bear, the leader of the animals, had an idea. "Let us have a ball game," Crane said. "The first side to score a goal will win the argument." "This idea is good," said Bear. "The side that loses will have to accept the penalty given by the other side." So they walked and flew to a field, and there they divided up into two teams. On one side went all those who had wings. They were the birds. On the other side went all those with teeth. They were the animals. But when the teams were formed, one creature was left out, Bat. He had wings and teeth. He flew back and forth between the two sides. First he went to the animals. "I have teeth, I must be on your side." But Bear shook his head. "Ah, it would not be fair," he said. "You have wings. You must be a bird." So Bat flew to the other side. "Take me," he said to the bird, "for you see I have wings." But the birds laughed at him. "You are too little to help us." "We don't want you," they jeered. Then Bat went back to the animals. "Please let me join your team," he begged them. "The birds laughed at me and would not accept me." So Bear took pity on the little bat. "You are not very big," said Bear, "but sometimes even the small ones can help. We will accept you as an animal, but you must hold back and let the bigger animals play first." Two poles were set up as the goalposts at each end of the field. Then the game began. Each team played hard. On the animal side, Fox and deer were swift runners, and a bear cleared the way for them as they played. Crane and hawk, though, were even swifter, and they stole the ball each time before the animals could reach their goal. Soon it became clear that the birds had an advantage. Whenever they got the ball, they would fly up into the air and the animals could not reach them. The animals guarded their goal well, but they grew tired as the sun began to set. Just as the sun sank below the horizon, Crane took the ball and flew toward the poles. Bear tried to stop him, but stumbled in the dim light and fell. It seemed as if the birds would surely win. Suddenly, a small, dark shape flew onto the field and stole the ball from Crane just as he was about to reach the poles. It was Bat. He darted from side to side across the field, for he did not need light to find his way. None of the birds could catch him or block him. Holding the ball, Bat flew right between the poles at the other end. The animals had won. This is how Bat came to be accepted as an animal. He was allowed to set the penalty for the birds. "You birds," Bat said, "must leave this land for half of each year." So it is that the birds fly south each winter. And every day at dusk, Bat still comes flying to see if the animals need him to play ball. And that's the story of the Great Ball Game. Okay, well, today I have some funny stories and some true stories about bats, and I have this fun book right here. It is called Batty Riddles by Katie Hall and Lisa Eisenberg. Pictures by Nicole Rubel. I'm going to read a couple of these between the books, so let's read one right now. What do you get if you cross a vampire and a big dance? A bat ball. One more. Why did the vampire bat's girlfriend break up with him? She thought he was a pain in the neck. Okay, I'm going to set this here and we'll read some more in a minute. My next book is called Bat Loves the Night by Nicola Davies, illustrated by Sarah Fox Davies. Bat is waking, upside down as usual, hanging by her toenails. Her beady eyes open, her pixie ears twitch. She shakes her thistledown fur. She unfurls her wings made of skin so fine the finger bones inside show through. And here's some facts about bats. The pipistrelle's bat's body is no bigger than your thumb. A bat's wing is its arm and hand. 4 extra long fingers support the skin of the wing. Bat's toes are shaped like hooks, so it's no effort for a bat to hang upside down. Now she unhooks her toes and drops into black space. With a sound like a tiny umbrella opening, she flaps her wings. Bat is flying. Out! Out under the broken tile into the nighttime garden. Over bushes, under trees, between fence posts, through the tangled hedge she swoops untouched. Bat is at home in the darkness as a fish is in the water. She doesn't need to see. She can hear where she is going. Bats can see, but in the dark, good ears are more useful than eyes. Bat shouts as she flies, louder than a hammer blow, higher than a squeak. She beams her voice around her like a flashlight, and the echoes come singing back. They carry a sound picture of all her voice has touched. Listening hard, Bat can hear every detail, the smallest twigs, the shape of leaves. Using sound to find your way like this is called echolocation. The noise bats make when they shout is too high for humans to hear. Gliding and fluttering back and forth, she shouts her torch of sound among the trees, listening for her supper. All is still. Then a fat moth takes flight below her. Bat plunges fast as blinking and grabs it in her open mouth, but the moth's pearly scales are moon dust slippery. It slithers from between her teeth. Bat dives, nets it with a wingtip, scoops it to her mouth. This time she bites hard. Its wings fall away like wrapper from a candy. In a moment the moth is eaten. Bat sneezes. Choo! The dusty scales got up her nose. A bat can eat dozens of big moths in a single night, or thousands of tiny flies, gnats, and mosquitoes. Most species of bats eat insects, but there are some that eat fruit, fish, frogs, even blood. Hunting time has run out. The dark will soon be gone. In the east, the sky is getting light. It's past Bat's bedtime. The place where bats sleep in the day is called a roost. It can be in a building, a cave, or a tree, so long as it's dry and safe. She flies to the roof in the last shadows and swoops in under the broken roof tile. Inside, there are squeakings. 50 hungry batlings hang in a huddle, hooked to a rafter by oversized feet. Bat lands and pushes in among them, toes first, upside down again. Baby bats can't fly. Sometimes mother bats carry their babies when they go out, but mostly the babies stay behind in the roost and crowd together to keep warm. Bat knows her baby's voice and calls to it. The velvet scrap batling climbs aboard and clings to Bat's fur by its coat hanger feet. Wrapped in her leather wings, the baby suckles Bat's milk. Baby bats drink their mother's milk until they learn to fly at a few weeks old. Then they can leave the roost at night to find their own food. Outside, the birds are singing. The flowers turn their faces to the sun, but inside the roof hole, the darkness stays. Bat dozes with her batling, waiting. Bats are nocturnal. That means they rest by day and come out at night to search for food. When the tide of night rises again, Bat will wake and plunge into the blackness, shouting. Bat loves the night. And that's our story. Bat loves the night. Okay, I have a little song, a little bat song for us to do together. So I'll say it first and then we can sing it together and it repeats itself. So you can do it along with me. It starts like this. Bats are sleeping, upside down, sleeping in the morning sun, waiting for the night to come. Then they'll fly around, Okay, let's do this together. Bats are sleeping, upside down, sleeping in the morning sun, waiting for the night to come. Then they'll fly around, Let's do that together. I bet you've heard that tune before, haven't you? Okay. Bats are sleeping, upside down, sleeping in the morning sun, waiting for the night to come. Then they'll fly around, Very good. I heard you singing. That was great. Okay. Oh, let's not forget the bat riddles, all right? What did the little bat say when she was asked to dinner? No fangs, I just ate. Why did the little bat walk around in his pajamas? He didn't have a bat robe. Why did the little bat use mouthwash? She had bat breath. All right. My next book is a book of facts that's called Nonfiction about bats. It's called Squeaking Bats by Ruth Berman. And it has pictures of real bats in it. Folds of skin on a bat's face help the bat make squeaking sounds. Try using different faces to help you make different sounds. Can you make different sounds when you make a different face? Like if you go ee, oh, ee. Are these birds? No, they are mammals called, very good, called bats. Bats are the only mammals that fly. Like all mammals, bats have hair. Like all mammals, baby bats can drink milk from their mothers. Why are all these bats upside down? Bats hang upside down to rest. These bats are resting on a roost. A roost can be a tree, a cave, or in this case, an attic. A bat's strong toes have sharp claws. These strong toes can hold onto a roost all day long. Bats rest during the day. They are nocturnal. Nocturnal animals are awake at night. Look at that. These bats leave their roosts every night to hunt for insects. To find insects, bats use echolocation. First, a bat makes high squeaking sounds. The squeaking sounds bounce off an insect. These sounds come back to the bat as echoes. The echoes tell the bat where the insect is. How would you make an echo? Have you ever made an echo? Like maybe when you were standing on a cliff or in a gymnasium. Try it sometime. What you do is you make a loud noise and then you listen for the echo of your voice to come back to you. Some bats squeak through their noses. Just like you, bats need to drink water. Some bats also drink nectar from flowers. Nectar is sweet. Bats carry yellow pollen from flower to flower. Pollen helps flowers make seeds. Oh, watch out! Some snakes eat bats. Look closely at the wings of this bat. Each wing is made of an arm and a hand. A thin skin joins the arm and 4 fingers. The thumb sticks out alone, just like that. Baby bats are called pups. Some pups live in safe places called nurseries. This mother is searching for her pup. How will she ever find it? A mother bat knows the sound and smell of her own pup. Look, she's found it. Some pups ride on their mother's backs. Does anyone give you piggyback rides? Squeaking bats eat insects. Bats also help flowers grow. Bats do jobs that help our whole world. And that's a few facts about squeaking bats. Okay, let's read one more joke and then we'll go on a break. Oh. When do bats squeak? When they need to be oiled. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Here's the suntan oil. All right. Now we're going to take a little break. Don't go away. We'll be back with more bat stories in a couple minutes.
Personal foul, inactive activities on a glorious day.
Huh?
Let's get out there and play!
Sweet.
Freeze!
When do I get to be in? Uh-oh.
Hey, Reggie, frozen people can't talk.
PLA1!
An hour a day.
I'm in. There are lots of great play ideas online, but don't stay too long.
The park? Just yesterday. A movie? Last week.
Maybe it's time to expand your universe at the Chabot Space and Science Center. It's a place where you and your kids can explore the universe through interactive exhibits, larger-than-life shows, and inspiring views through huge telescopes. Think beyond the same old spots and bring your kids to a place they'll remember long past the weekend.
So this summer, skip a day at the beach and expand your kids' universe at Chabot Space and Science Center.
Hi, welcome back. All right, let's get started with our story time again. I have another joke for you. You ready? What famous flying mammal lived in ancient Egypt? Cleopatra. Why did Junior Bat want to get a job? He was tired of just hanging around. Why did the baseball player strike out? He was using the wrong bat. What did the little bat do in school when she didn't know the answer? She just winged it. Why did Mom Bat hate the letter R? Because it turned her baby bat into a brat. Okay. Let's do a rhyme together. Can you get your 5 fingers up? Because we're going to have 5 little bats. Okay. You ready? 5 little bats came flying in the door. 1 flew away, and then there were 4. 4 little bats hiding in a tree. 1 flew away, and that left 3. 3 little bats looking down at you. 1 flew away, and then there were 2. 2 little bats hiding from the sun. 1 flew away, and then there was 1. 1 little bat hanging all alone. It flew away, and then there were none. Let's do that one more time. Okay, you got your bats ready? 5. 5 little bats came flying in the door. 1 flew away, and then there were, good, 4. 4 little bats hiding in a tree. 1 flew away, and then there were 3. 3 little bats looking down at you. 1 flew away, and then there were 2. 2 little bats hiding from the sun. 1 flew away, and then there was 1. 1 little bat hanging all alone. It flew away, and then there were none. Very good. Okay, I have a fun story that I want to read. It's called The Bat Jamboree by Kathy Appelt with pictures by Melissa Sweet. This is a number book too. The Bat Jamboree was held early this year at the old drive-in movie, not too far from here. It starred 55 bats who had practiced all spring for this grandest of shows on the old silver screen. The program was better than ever before. It was standing room only, no more seats on the floor. The crowd settled in as the house lights went down. The spotlight came up. There wasn't a sound. Then 1 bat sang, 2 bats flapped, 3 bats cha-cha-cha'd, 4 bats tapped. 5 bats dove from the top of the screen, reeling and whirling wingtip to wing. 6 bats formed the band. Oh, how they jived. Their instruments wailed in 3/4 time. 7 bats balanced 7 balls on their noses. 8 bats doubled up and danced cotton-eyed Joses. 9 bats wore tuxedos and sang in a chorus. Each thought to himself, how they adore us. At the time came at last for the grand finale, the acrobats. Yes, there were 10 bats in all. They strutted in front of the 6-story screen in a dazzling display of bats on the wing. cartwheels, bat flips, wing springs they did. But the greatest of all was the Great Bat Pyramid. It all started, you see, with the acrobats 10 all lined up in a row, and then, yes, and then 9 bats fluttered, 8 bats flew, 7 bats balanced as the pyramid grew, 6 bats jived on up that wild flying stair, while 5 bats dove down right out of thin air. 4 bats tapped, and up 3 bats cha-cha-cha'd, fandangoed, and twisted. When 2 bats flapped up, the crowd became quiet. They'd never seen anything quite like it. Now, 54 bats in that wonderful band all waited in silence for the one bat to land. No one moved a muscle as she flew to the peak, not even a whisper, not even a squeak. And it seemed like forever the tension it grew. To the top of the pyramid the Bat Lady flew. And once up on top, in a voice all a-quiver, the single bat sang, making all the bats shiver. The whole crowd went crazy. They hooted, they howled, as all 55 bats took a deep bow. And then it was over. The spotlight was dimmed. The house lights came up. The curtains were trimmed. But come again next year, and the one after that, for the Bat Jamboree, starring 55 bats. The spotlight will shine on that 6-story screen, and the show won't be over till the Bat Lady sings. Okay, that is the Bat Jamboree. Let's read a couple more riddles here. What fruit do vampires like best? Nectarines. Where are you most likely to find bats in your house? In the bat room. What do you get if you cross a ball with a bat? A home run. What bat invaded Europe? Attila the Hun. Where do bats go to gamble? Batlantic City. Which bat hangs the highest? The acrobat. Very good. All right. So that brings us just about to the end of our story time. How about if we sing our bat song one more time, and then we'll sing our closing song, okay? Bats are sleeping, upside down, sleeping in the morning sun, waiting for the night to come. Then they'll fly around, Great. Okay. Well, it's been so fun spending this time with you today. I hope you'll come to the library and check out some bat books and some other books. Let us know what you're looking for and we can help you find it. We have story times at the library if you can come to those. And we have programs too. You can find out about those when you come in. So I'm looking forward to seeing you. Bring your mom or dad and you can even get a library card. All right, let's sing our last song. Well, it's time to say goodbye to our friends. Well, it's time to say goodbye to our friends. Well, it's time to say goodbye. Give a smile and wave goodbye. Well, it's time to say goodbye to our friends. See you next time.